Give it up for the CSLDallas band. Aren't they amazing? And welcome to CSLDallas, a spiritual community deep in the heart of Texas, connecting with kindred spirits around the world. You're invited to explore or dive right into our powerful teachings, practices, mystical experiences, and heart-opening connections. Today, we are deepening our awareness through spiritual practices with the one and only Reverend Faye. That's right, she's a reverend and she's out on the loose now. So join us as we will learn to grow ourselves, co-create with the universe, experience joy, all while transforming the world one life at a time. So if you're like me and you want to get this celebration started right, get up off your seat and into the audience and give it up for the CSLDallas music team.
CSLDallas here on campus with us. It's good to see you. Those of you joining us online, thank you so much for being here on this beautiful spring morning. Glad to be with you. Let's start as we do on Sunday celebration every week by reading our opening statement together. Our purpose is that we are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, transforming lives. And so it is. Thank you so much. All right, remember everybody, heads up. We'll get a few things lined out on some announcements and reminders. We have someone very special coming up with us on Sunday, April 6th, so that's next Sunday, Patrick Harbula. Now, we loved him the last time that he was here. If you missed that, then this is your chance to get a little bit caught up. Come see him again. First, Patrick will inspire us during the celebration next Sunday. He has a really high energy, he's profoundly insightful, and he'll take the podium and deliver a practical message on the power of shadow work. So that's first, right here on the podium. Then second, you're encouraged to delve deeper with his love offering workshop. Love offering means that you're welcome to come, and there is no set pay schedule. If you would like to make a contribution at that time, you can do so, but please, without regard to the contribution, come and absorb the message. He will inspire. The workshop is titled Exploring the Unconscious, where Dr. Harbula will show you how working on your shadow side is not as intimidating as you might think. See, most of the laws of attraction practices focus on the conscious mind. But in this workshop, you will learn how your unconscious mind holds the keys to the experiences you want. See, what Dr. Harbilla always says is unconscious gets what it wants all the time. So if there's a way to work with that, you might want to be a part of the workshop. And then you can go even deeper, because on Monday, that following Monday, April 7th, Patrick begins an 8-week course based on the book Existential Kink by Carolyn Elliott. This course will help you uncover and understand more about the shadow parts of yourself, how to reclaim your quirks and your weirdness as something surprisingly powerful and valuable, as well as how to release and rewrite things that don't serve you in being your truest self. Sounds interesting and beneficial. So the first class is April 7th. That'll be that Monday after he has the workshop on Sunday. So that's April 7th will be the first class, and that'll be hybrid, meaning that you'll be able to join online and you can be present, because he'll still be here from having been with us over the weekend. But the rest of the course will be 100% online, so you'll be able to participate in the remaining classes by the Zoom link that you'll be provided when you register for the class. Now, we have early bird pricing that's extended to today. If you register, it's only $190 for the 7-week course, as opposed to the normal $240. So register today. Go to the events page at CSL Dallas, click on the course workshop tab, and choose Existential Kink. All right. Now, you are also invited to an hour of meditation to close the season for peace and nonviolence. That's going to be Saturday, April 5th, so next weekend, Saturday at noon here on campus. Anchor in your commitment to nonviolent change in our nation and on the planet. We intend to raise humanity's vibrational rate together by participating in this powerful experience. Join us in person in the meditation hall at CSL Dallas, and it's also going to be live streamed on Facebook. Be a force for good in the world as we sit together in focused, intentional meditation and spiritual mind treatment. Now we have a guest. We would like to invite Principal Singh from Gooch Elementary to come up and have a few words for us. Let's welcome Principal Singh.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This is my second year as principal at Gooch Elementary. CSL always does such a great job supporting, helping us, and we're here talking about our courtyard project. The courtyard, we're really lucky in the school, and especially in this time of safety and security, the building goes around it, so we've got a courtyard that we plan to make like an outdoor learning center inside the building. And everyone can look out the windows and see it, kids can go use it. We have our science classes out there. We recently had a renovation, so unfortunately it wasn't on the renovation. The contractors thought, like, that's a great place to dump trash. Oh, no. So it just needs a little bit of tender, loving care to bring it back. We have an idea like to really use, 5th grade has a big science push, so that would be like a great 5th grade science project for every year. Like, you tend to the garden, you plant things, we can really use the outdoor garden space. And like, this is spring, it's so nice today. Like, this would be a great day to go learn outside and look at flowers, look at bees, like look at life cycles and actually see them in motion. So that's what the dream is, and can't do it without you. So thank you all so, so much. Thank you.
You can find out more about your opportunity to support at csldallas.org, or go to the events calendar, or just go, the events calendar. You'll be able to find out how to participate. All right. So I don't know. That's why I said everyone go to the website.
This is happening on April 12th, and we're all meeting on a Saturday.
Yeah, get the microphone. Thank you.
So we want to see you there. April 12th, they're online. You can go and fill out a form. It comes directly to me. So if you do have some interest and you don't want to do that, come directly to me. We want to meet out there. It's going to be a whole day, 9 to 5, and we've got sections. We're going to feed you lunch if you stay all day. And if not, there's time slots. April 12th. Put it on your calendar. It's a Saturday. And we just want to be there and support Gooch, Principal Zhang, and Gooch Elementary, the kids, for for this learning center. So we're very excited about it, and I want to see all of you there. And I'm going to be there, so checking names. Oh, I love this community. Thanks for your support.
Thank you, Willeen, for the details and for supporting the project for our scholars at Gooch. Now, here we go. Let's settle in to this morning with our music team. We got a good list today. We've got Shar is here, and Denise. Welcome back, Denise. Of course, Candy, Aaron, Willeen, Val, and Glenda, and our usual band, Brad, Jonathan, and Matt. Patrick's here. We got a full complement. This is, wait till you hear this. Here they go, ladies and gentlemen. And then also, let's go within after our next song and center with our spiritual coach, Jan Young. Thank you.
To become present to this very moment. This moment where I recognize and remember that love, that peace, and that flow of life itself. That flow of divine right knowing. Divine right action, and divine right timing. For that is the nature of spirit, and that nature is within each one of us. We are that peace, we are that love, and we are that divine flow. I remember that always. I remember that that is always an open invitation to allow that unfolding of being the expression of spirit, of love, of peace, of flow. Claiming this is so, I affirm with all of you, and so it is.
So it is.
Spirit, show through me as I So let us pray, I pray that you will see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. And I pray that you will see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. Wake up and see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. Wake up and see the best of love, the very best of everything. Have faith. All you gotta do is have faith and see the best of love, the very best of everything. Have faith. Have faith that what you need is gonna work out for you. The best of love, the very best of everything. Stand up and stand up and see the best of love, the very best of everything. Stand up, oh, and see the best of love, the very best of everything. Let go and let go of everything and see the very best of everything. You got to let go and see the best of love, the very best of everything. Let go and see. Let everything go and see the best everything. Stand up, stand up and see the best of love. All you gotta do is stand up and look and see the very best everything. Yeah. There's a new territory that we never saw before. It's like a fire of transformation, and it's burning through our core, shining in the darkness. Can you see the light of day? And this new territory, it is our strength and is our way. Yes, it is. Yes, this new territory is my strength. So let us pray. Oh, I pray that you will see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of Good morning. Thank you, music team and band. That was beautiful. So, this is the end of March. We have just completed Step Out in Faith. How are you all feeling? We had a really good sign up this year, a turnout with participation. And each Sunday, Reverend Karen and Dr. Petra talked about the steps in spiritual mind treatment. Today, I'm going to close it out by talking about
making spiritual mind treatment a spiritual practice. Now, when I first started coming here, I would come occasionally, life would happen, and then I'd disappear. And then I'd get it together, and then I'd start coming again. And I did that for about 2 years. And then I decided, you know what? I need to start taking classes, because by that point I was making friends, and I started telling people my business. And so I was like, well, you might want to know what they teach here and what they believe if you're going to be telling people your business. So I took foundations, and I learned about spiritual mind treatment. But I didn't take it serious, because I had already developed what I call my technique to manifest, because I had been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis prior to coming here, and I healed myself of that. So I'm like, I know what I'm doing, but I can put this in my back pocket. This will be an extra tool. So I didn't really use spiritual mind treatment starting out. However, there were times where I needed, or I felt like I needed that reinforcement, so I would go to different practitioners to treat for things. And over time, I noticed that when I did it my way, there was a difference in the time period that passed as far as the demonstration when I compared it to when I experienced a spiritual mind treatment by one of the spiritual coaches. So I was like, you know what? If they're getting a demonstration a lot quicker, I might want to look at this a little bit more. So I started treating more and more. And I had the opportunity to really put it into practice when a few years ago I had a car accident, and the car was totaled, and I was needing to get into another car. But I still owed a balance on it. So I'm thinking, I'm going to have to pay that plus a car note. How am I going to do this? So I treated for prosperity and abundance, and that, whatever I needed, it was taken care of. And I probably went to some coaches for that as well. And I get a note from the bank after the insurance closed everything out. And the note said, your loan is paid in full. You don't owe anything else. So I was like, yo, this stuff really works. So I'm like, okay, I can go get what I want now. What do I want? I wasn't attached to any particular car at the time, but I knew I wanted a certain interest rate, and I wanted something, SUV with 3 rows, because at the time I worked as a nanny, and I drove kids around in my car. I wanted us to be comfortable. And I knew what amount I was comfortable paying. So as I was going through, getting clear on what I wanted, I noticed that there was anxiety about going to the dealership, because I felt that in the past I had been taken advantage of by different salesmen. So I was like, oh, that's the work that I need to be working on now. So I treat for that. And as I'm treating, like recognition and unification, well, God is everywhere and everything. That means God is in me. God is love, so that means love is in me. If God is everywhere and in everything, that means love is everywhere and in everything. That means the people at the dealership, that's spirit too. That's love too. So who can take advantage of me if they're God and they're looking out for my highest good? And so I treated. Anytime any fears would come up, I would do that over and over again, affirming the truth. And at some point, one of my sisters, she had a friend that worked on cars. And she happened to mention it to him. And he was like, hey, tell her to call me. I know some places she can go to. I'll make sure she gets taken care of. So she gives me his information. I call, I reach out. We're playing phone tag, but we never connect for whatever reason. So the day comes where I'm feeling it. I'm like, this is the day that I'm supposed to go to the dealership. I do the treatment to get myself centered and grounded. Then I look online. I'm like, what dealerships are in the area? I choose one. I go to the dealership. I talk to a salesman. He goes to get the car. While I'm waiting for him to come back with keys, my sister's friend walks in the building. And he's like, what are you doing here? And I was like, we never connected, so I just followed my intuition and I came here. And he was like, well, this is where I was going to tell you to go. And I was like, ooh, it's working. That's a confirmation. So I'm like, okay, let me stay in it. Let me stay present. So I go through the process, and I get to the part where it's time to sign the paperwork. And I'm looking at the paperwork, and I'm like, yo, these numbers don't look like what we agreed to originally. And so we're discussing it, and as we're discussing it, someone calls on the phone rings, and he picks it up, and they're talking. I don't know what the other person was saying, but I can tell that it was in my favor because he was explaining himself. Because it was like, well, why is this? And so he was going through whatever explanation, and then he started to cross out stuff and rewrite things. And when that phone call was over, he entered the stuff in the system again, printed it out, and when I looked at it, it was the interest rate I wanted. It was a payment I was comfortable with. And that car, I loved that car. I would have bought another one had they not discontinued it. But with that experience, I was like, okay, I know for sure this works. Not only does it work, I can do it. I can treat for myself. Fast forward, I'm in Cayman Islands with my mother. And we were scheduled to go swim with stingrays. And there was rain in the forecast. So I'm like, I'll treat. Well, that's a picture of us in the water because I treated and we were able to go and spend the time there as whatever time was originally scheduled. And then when we got back to the hotel, that's when it rained. Now, I tell you this because my belief didn't start there. It took a while for me to get to that point. I didn't start out believing that I knew how to do spiritual mind treatment or that, even that it works. Because I had my own technique. I'm like, I know it, it worked when y'all do it. Yeah, but I'm good with what I'm doing right now. But 3 Sundays ago, Dr. Petra talked about how it's not change your thinking, change your life. It really is change your belief, change your life. And then she gave 3 ways to work with growing your belief. It was repetition, acceptance, and deep emotional conviction. Now, I'm going to tell you about my spiritual journey and growth in using spiritual mind treatment as a spiritual practice and how these 3 things showed up in my experience. So let's start with repetition. What is repetition? Anybody? You can over and over and over again. If you're online, put it in the chat. What do you think repetition is? Because the thing is, it can show up different for each of us. But either way, it's doing it, the practice of doing something. Here we say we become our thoughts. Every thought is a prayer. Every thought is creative. And you can know things, but growing your belief, no matter what you're treating for, happens when you make spiritual mind treatment a practice. And so you say, all right, repetition, do it again and again. We got that, but how does that play into the belief aspect of it? Well, there are 3 things that I noticed on my journey that played into me growing my belief. The first change that I experienced was I became more conscious and aware. When I used to practice Islam, 3 practices, rituals that I did in practicing it, I remember I really grew spiritually in practicing those rituals, it was salat, which is prayer. It was covering my hair, which is hijab, wearing a hijab or a khimar. And the last one was right action. So right action, that was living with intent, the intention to lead with your right. I was taught to shake people's hand with my right hand, to step into the room or over a door, a threshold with my right foot, to put my shoes and my pants on with my right leg first, because it was training me to live righteously, to live from a place of intention, to live from a place of, well, I need to be mindful of how I'm showing up throughout the day. With praying 5 times a day, I was reminded, oh, I need to be in communion with Spirit constantly. If anything happened, it allowed me to reset. And it's like, oh, okay, I'm back present, I'm back centered. And then the other is covering my hair, hijab. One of the definitions I was told as far as the symbolism in wearing hijab is it means to screen your mind, screen your consciousness. You're covering yourself from all the things that are coming into your consciousness. And so in me doing these different practices, I learned how to be conscious and aware and pay attention, but not to the level of that I learned in doing spiritual mind treatment. As I grew in doing spiritual mind treatment, I started to experience all 3 of those. One practice, I was experiencing all 3 of the things that I was experiencing from when I was practicing Islam. What I also learned is treating as a spiritual practice improved my listening. I'm going to say that again. Practicing spiritual mind treatment as a spiritual practice, that is a way to improve listening. What had happened was, doing steps 1 and 2, the recognition and the unification or identification, I would hear, oh, God is this, so I am that. And so I'm programming myself, I am that I am. And so if I'm talking to my siblings or my friends and, we're just having regular conversation, and I will say, just as a society, it can be very sloppy at times. I know I grew up hearing, you got to rob Peter to pay Paul, or there's more month at the end of the money. And so things like that where, you're just talking and not thinking about anything, but because I have been doing treatments consistently, I was like, oh, wait, we're having the wrong conversation. I don't need to say that. And so I started either stopping other people or myself and then rephrasing whatever it was so that it could affirm the truth. Building a mental equivalent also gets easier and faster. For example, when I first started, when I would treat about health or healing, I just started with the basic premise, life is designed to thrive. Then it grew to, oh, our bodies are designed to heal itself. Okay. Then it expanded to the consciousness that created the medical industry is also helping people to prolong their life. And so you're going to notice as you continue to make it a practice, you're going to experience your mental equivalent changing to accommodate whatever it is that you're treating for. As a result, your behavior is impacted. I noticed I started changing my behavior because I was living from a different place. If I'm saying that I am, for whatever it is, then I have to live in alignment with whatever that is in order to get the outcome. So living more in alignment led to the next thing that I noticed. We become more receptive when we do spiritual mind treatment on a regular basis. And when I say more receptive, we become more receptive to our good. It comes through quicker. And more specifically, we become more receptive to our intuition. Abraham Hicks talks about being tapped in, tuned in, turned on. You become more tapped in, tuned in, turned on, the more that you do spiritual mind treatment and you train your consciousness to be in alignment with that which you are treating for. Years ago, about 4 years ago, I manifested the apartment that I'm in now. And I got clear on what I wanted to experience, the amount that I was willing to pay. And, I was open to different areas, but I had, select areas picked out. And so I'm telling the spiritual coaches to treat as well. And when I found the unit that I live in now, and mind you, I'm working with a realtor. And so she's sending me all these places. We're going, looking at these places, and none of them work. And so I'm steady looking on my own. And so I found the place that I'm in now by myself. And so I tell her about it. And she was like, well, I don't know about that place, but if you want to go look, you can go look. I go and look. Lo and behold, the landlord used to be married to a Muslim, and she connected with me she saw my name and was like, hey, you're Muslim? And I was like, well, I don't practice the way that I used to, but, I kept my name because I still honor some of the practices. And so she told me about her experience, and we bonded over that. And she decided, she was going to go with me. She processed the application. Later on, I found out she didn't even verify my rental experience. Like, she didn't go through the normal channels. The other thing is, I don't know if you know, to get approved for an apartment, you have to make 3 times the rent to be able, to qualify. At that time, I didn't necessarily meet that standard. However, I worked for a family that had decided to save money because they knew I had said I wanted to take some time off once I stopped working with them. They had saved up money and decided to give me a large sum, like a bonus. And I was able to include that in my income, which qualified me to be able to move into that apartment. And so I tell you that because, again, this was constant treatment, me getting into the mindset of I am abundant. I have what I need. All of my needs are met all the time, whether it look like it or not. My needs are met all the time. The other thing that I noticed, my sense of oneness increased. Now, when I say my sense of oneness, I'm talking about connection, being able to bond with people. If you don't already have a spiritual partner, a partner to pray with, to do spiritual mind treatment, you want to get one. It really makes a difference and helps you to really lean into what spiritual mind treatment looks like for you, how you would do it your way. I have two partners that I pray with on a regular basis. One I do weekly, one I do once a month. The one that I do weekly, we're so in tune, like we're saying whatever the other one needs to say in the treatment, that it's like, oh, I'm glad you said that because that really helped me to lean into receiving it. or being that, embodying it now. The other one, this is what really tripped me out. It's so freaking cool, y'all. We were treating. This was our first time meeting and treating. And we, just talked, got to know each other. And we didn't talk about pronouns. Don't know why. It didn't come up. We're in the treatment. She starts, and then she passes it to me. And I'm treating. And I get to the part where I'm saying pronouns, and I'm like, she and her, and I'm like, wait, I don't even know if that's the correct pronoun. And I hear they. But I'm like, she didn't tell me they. So I keep treating. And I say she, her, whatever. I get to the end of the treatment. I close it out. We say, and so it is. And she says, hey, I know I didn't mention it, but my pronouns are they and them. Now, I heard that in the middle of the treatment, but it was because I was in tune because of all the treatments that I had been doing, and her consciousness had connected with mine. You're going to experience that the more you pray with different people. And it's a beautiful thing. It is a very beautiful thing. You're going to... Hello? You're going to experience miracles. So by this point, I'm arrogant, right? Like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Can't nobody tell me nothing about no spiritual mind treatment. Now, I say that playing around, but seriously, I know that I know that I know that I know now. You get to know yourself on a different level, a much deeper level. You understand your power, the power of your words, the power of your thoughts, and your ability to move mountains. So, some of you have heard me say it took me 10 years to go through school, and it's because I kept having to take off a few times because of health issues. Because as my consciousness changed, my body was not releasing the energy quick enough. And so I had times where I was in the hospital. I did treatments for myself. I had spiritual coaches doing treatments. I had ministers doing treatments. And I'm here now. I might not be here. Had I not been treating and relying on the treatments of spiritual coaches. There was a time when I was diagnosed with a blood clot, and it broke, and they went in different places, and they said I had 2 in my lungs and 1 somewhere else. I don't remember where. But I had gone from the initial moment where I realized something wasn't right. That was Sunday evening. That Sunday evening, I had called one of the practitioners because I don't remember why we ended up talking, but I shared with her what I was dealing with, and she said, oh, you need to go to the store, get this, and take it tonight. When you wake up in the morning, take it again. So I'm at the store. As I'm walking in the store, it was windy that day, and so I just felt like something kind of just pushed me, and all of a sudden I was out of breath, and I couldn't catch my breath. But I get myself together. I go through the store. I get what I need, not realizing, hey, you need to go to the ER. I get what I need, go to the car. I drive myself home. I do what that practitioner told me to do, take in the supplements. I go to bed. I wake up the next day, do what she said. Now, by this point, my leg is swollen. And I'm like, it just looks like edema or whatever. I went till Thursday morning before I went to the emergency. When I got there, they're looking at me like, you're still alive? I had been diagnosed with uterine fibroids, and I found out my uterus was the size of someone that was 12 months pregnant. You're only supposed to go 9 months. And that's what had caused the blood clot. But I say all of that to say, and I don't do that, by the way. Go to the doctor. But I say that to say, because of my consciousness and me consistently treating and relying on the treatments of other people, I was able to get through that time period. I didn't know that then. But I'm thankful that I did because I'm here. Now I'm comfortable standing in my power and my true divinity. And you will become comfortable as well as you do it more and more and more. I learned to trust the universal laws. I learned to trust myself because it was like, oh, this is what I'm treating for? Okay, then I need to take action. Here we say treat and move your feet. I'm going to say treat, feet, demonstrate, repeat. That's my new mantra. Treat, feed, demonstrate, repeat. Because the more and more I did spiritual mind treatment, the more I saw demonstration after demonstration after demonstration. And that created a feedback loop where it's like, oh, yeah, of course. When people would come to me and say, hey, that thing you treated for, it happened. Of course. Because this works. This stuff works. It's a science. So let's review. Spiritual mind treatment as a spiritual practice grows your belief, right? The outcome of doing spiritual mind treatment is that you get to make it yours. Doing it somebody else's way is not going to work because it's their way. Cindy or Jan or Christine are able to treat for me and get the demonstration because they know what their style is. When I started treating, I had to figure out what my style was. I wasn't Cindy. I'm not Jan. I'm not Christine. But as you do it repeatedly, you'll be able to figure out what works for you. Spiritual mind treatment as a spiritual practice teaches you to be yourself, your true self, spirit as you. I read this quote from Thomas Troward. It says, in every walk in life, book knowledge is only a means to an end. Books can only direct us where to look and what to look for. But we must do the finding ourselves. Therefore, if you have really grasped the principles of the science, you will frame rules of your own which will give you better results than any attempt to follow somebody else's method, which was successful in their hands because it was theirs. Never fear to be yourself. If mental science does not teach you to be yourself, it teaches you nothing. Yourself, and yet more yourself is what you want. Only with the knowledge that the true self includes the inner and higher self, which is always in immediate touch with the great divine mind. So do it. Just do it, as Nike says. Most importantly, doing spiritual mind treatment regularly shifts your consciousness to be more in alignment with your true essence. You begin to live, move, and breathe from this place and this state of consciousness, and life reflects it back to you over and over and over again. Spirit Daughter says, as we embody our true self and worth, we change our vibration and call in everything we need to continue our journey. So I say to you, whether you're in the room, you're online, make spiritual mind treatment a practice. I invite you to get a prayer partner. If you're in the home study group, choose somebody in the group. I also invite you to get in a Sangha. If you're not in a Sangha, you can contact me or Willeen Dunn, and we'll get you connected. But you'll get more practice by practicing praying on your own, as well as praying with a partner and then being in a Sangha. My last thing is go see the spiritual coaches. They are here to support. They're here every Sunday. They offer support, treatment. And if you can't get here, you can email. Is it prayer ministry? What is the prayer? Prayer at CSLDallas.org. You can submit a prayer request. Or if you got one of our phone numbers, text the treatment request. I get texts all the time where it's like, hey, can you treat for this? Done. Reach out and figure out what your support system is within this community. And go to multiple coaches. Don't just go to the same one. Go to multiple coaches, because that's how you see everybody has their own style. And you will too, by practicing. So if you're ready to receive, and I know you are, join me in making spiritual mind treatment a spiritual practice. Deepening our awareness through spiritual practice together will not only change our lives individually and collectively as a community, as CSL Dallas 3.0, right? It'll also change the world. So let's do this. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Faye. Let me ask our greeters to take our offering bowls now, and let's begin the process here in the sanctuary where we give thanks for all the blessings that we receive, and we consider how we can best support CSL Dallas. As most of you know, everything that we pay for, everything that we manifest here is a result of the gifts of those who do support CSL Dallas. It doesn't come from anywhere else. It comes from us. So let's think about that now as we affirm our own abundance and the abundance of this community with our affirmation for today. Here we go. I am an open channel for the divine flow. Every area of my life demonstrates goodness and a wealth beyond measure. Our center and our community are open channels for the divine flow. I know that CSL Dallas is rich in the substance of the Spirit, and so it is. As the bowls come around, you'll notice there is a QR code inside. If you want to shoot that with your device, it'll take you straight to a donation page if you'd like to use that feature. But whichever way it works out best for you, there are many ways. Please do give generously to the work of CSL Dallas, and we will put that to great use here at the center. All right, Easter's coming up, so announcement time, mark your calendars. We have a special Easter celebration on April 20th. So think about this. Who was Jesus, really? What do we make of the story that's celebrated on Easter? I mean, science of mind sees Jesus as a profoundly spiritual human being who knew his oneness with a capital O and lived it fully. He shows the way to be a spirit human. Yet the resurrection story and Easter have roots older than Jesus' story. So what's the value for us today? Dr. Petra will explore the myth and the reality, making this a powerful opportunity for discovery and self-awareness. Now, the music team has put together a fantastic program for Easter, and this is an opportunity, where is the music team? There we go. Heart-opening and mind-blowing offering of music. They have been working to bring you a terrific program on Easter, and you do not want to miss it. This will also include special musical guests and surprises. You just don't want to miss a single bit of it. And after the Easter celebration, Joy Village will be hosting an Easter egg hunt. It's here on campus, and there will be an opportunity for you to get your picture with the Easter Bunny. So we'll have some fun here on April 20th for Easter. Every Sunday, our spiritual coaches are available. Like Faith said, take advantage of this. Our spiritual coaches are available for your spiritual support. You can visit them in the Peace Room. If you'll just go through Barong Lounge, through the double doors here, you can visit with one of the practitioners will guide you to the Peace Room and get you checked in. For those of you that are online, you certainly can also reach out for treatment. If you'll go to our website, you will find a list of the spiritual coaches available at CSL Dallas under the About Us tab. So please do take advantage of that as well. All right, we're wrapping up. We love being with you here in the community, and I hope you'll join us now by standing together as we sing out this celebration with our fabulous music team. Thanks, everybody.